Okay, let us pay homage to the Buddha first by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sambuddhassa. Samahanta Cakkhavalesu Atra Gacchyantu Devata Sadhammang Muni Rajasa Sunantu Sakha Mokkhaddang Dhamma Sawana Kalo Ayang Badanda. Dhamma Sawana Kalo Ayang Badanda. Dhamma Sawana Kalo Ayang Badanda. Okay, good evening, everybody. So today's topic title is Who Feels Death? Who not? So when I give this talk to my relatives and say who, I ask them, who feels of death? They answer, Najib. They say, our former Prime Minister Najib fear most. Okay, so the subject of death has become the great unmentionable in the West. When I was in Russia, my Russian student told me that in Russia, we don't want to talk about death. The talk makes us feel so uncomfortable. This talk should be avoided and not to talk in the public, not to discuss with friends, just put it aside. So and then we ask, why the death is so uncomfortable subject to talk with? Because all of us have because death is something that we cannot avoid. Then why should we be afraid of talking about it? Not like old age. For certain people, they can avoid old age. Who can avoid old age? Those who die very early on. Who die about 20 years old, 30 years old, they can avoid old age, right? They don't have to suffer from old age, but they still suffer from death. So death is something that no one can separate it from it. However, it's very uncomfortable to talk about it because most people afraid of death, so they don't want to talk about it. And so this topic comes from Anguttara Nikaya, Abhaya Sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 4, 4.184, called Abhaya Sutta. So there was a Brahmin called Janu Sorin, said to the Blessed One. He said that one day he approached the Blessed One and asked a question. I am of the view and opinion that there is no one who, subject to death, is not afraid of death. I think we all hold the same opinion, right? Everybody afraid of death. But the Blessed One gives different answer. Nah? He said that Brahmin, they are those who, subject to death, are afraid of death. But they are also who, subject to death, are not afraid of death. Then Buddha said, who is the person who is subject to death, is afraid and in terror of death? There is the case of the person who has not abandoned passion, desire, thirst, fever, craving, attachment for sensuality, for sensual desire. Okay? So, then he comes down with a serious disease. As he comes down with a serious disease, the thought occurs to him, oh, those beloved sensual pleasures will be taken from me, and I will be taken from them. Therefore, he feels sorrow, he grieves, he beat his heart and become crazy. This is the person who, subject to death, is afraid of death. So let us discuss what is the sensuality that we attach to. Please examine our own daily life. What is the sensuality you attach most? It can be sex, right? Opposite touch. It can be alcohol. It can be your big house, bungalow or condo, comfortable house. It can be or your own property, or all the luxurious at home. Or it can be all the jewelry, like handbag, like Rosma, attached to thousands of handbags. So of course he's afraid of death, because he got to separate it from all this when death comes. Okay. Then about even your achievement, your social status, also can become your mental. Mentally, you can be strongly attached to it. And another one which we never think about is our family members. We can have strong attachment to our family members until we feel so afraid of death, because we cannot separate from them. In Burma, there's one story, a couple. The husband loved the wife so much. So one day, the husband fell sick, and he was so sad and sorrowful. And he told his wife, I cannot separate from you. If I die, I cannot see you anymore. And because of that strong attachment, he was very afraid of death. But no matter you're afraid or not afraid, you have to die. So after dying, because of that strong attachment, in the course of time, he was reborn as a dog in the same house. And because he came to this world with strong attachment, then this dog very strong attached to the how to call the lady, the woman. Whenever the woman go, the dog will follow, and sleep together, and follow her wherever she go, until the neighbor, laugh at her, say that you have some affair with the dog. And the woman get very angry, and finally, out of anger, and she killed the dog. It means she killed her former husband, right? So this attachment to sensuality, unable to separate it from sensuality, make us very afraid of death. But one of my students said that I am not so much attached to my family members, my son and daughter, but because of my responsibility as father, to bring up them. But if I die, then no one take care of them. Because of that, I fear of death. So if such thing happen, I would like to advise you to trust your son's karma, right? Your son comes with his own karma as well. If he has good karma, he will grow up very well, even without you. So sometimes this responsibility, you think that it is your responsibility, also make you afraid of dying, afraid of death. Therefore, sometimes we should reflect, sabbe satta kamma sakka. When that happens, even you worry about your children, what to do? You cannot do anything. That has taken away your life. You just have to let the karma take care of your son. Okay. So this is the first person who has strong fear of death and attachment to sensuality. Since we are born in this sensual world, I think most people have very strong attachment to sensuality. Therefore, most people are afraid of death. Okay, so this is the first type of person. Then Buddha said, furthermore, there is the case of the person who has not abandoned passion, desire, attachment, and craving for the body. Who has so strong attachment to the body, who spend all his time beautify her body, or who use his body for enjoyment. Because without body, we cannot enjoy sensual pleasures. So he take delight in the body. He take pride with his physical form. So for such person, not only that, so he's strongly attachment to the body because of he's able to enjoy all the sensuality with the body. And another way, he has very strong attachment to the body until he's so afraid of death because he identifies his body as mine, myself. So that craving is associated with personality view. That craving to his body or her body is associated or supported by identity view. He thinks body is I am the body, body is mine, body is myself. So when that occurs, he's so afraid of losing that self because of that identification. Therefore, attached to the body, not only that the beauty of the body, or we can use the body to enjoy sensual pleasures, it's also by way of wrong view, by way of personality view. We very strongly cling to the self, to the atta. So we don't want to lose the self. If we lose the self, it's something very terrible. And because of that, sometimes Buddha, when some of the sectarian, they ask the Buddha whether there's self or not, or there's no self. Buddha don't want to answer. Then why Buddha don't want to answer? Buddha say this person is so strongly attached to self. If you tell him there's no self, he will go crazy. I don't think I want to let him go crazy. So from here you can see, if a person strongly identifies body as self, then when that occurs, he will have a lot of sorrow, lamentation, grief, and might even go to crazy. So this is the second person who fear of death. But why a person so attached to the body? Or why we so attached to the body? If you have attended my Chinese talk, you should know the answer. Why? Because of ignorance, not seeing body as it actually is. We think body is full of happiness. It's permanent. It's one entity that I can control. In short, you think body is nicca, permanent, sukha, happiness, and atta. Therefore, because of wrongly regard, body is permanent, body is full of happiness, Body is something I can control. Therefore, one develops strong attachment to the body. And because of that strong attachment to the body, we are afraid of losing it. And when that comes, we know we are going to lose the body, lose the self. Therefore, we have strong fear, and we don't want to die. So how to let go the attachment to the body? We can practice one way, I call 32 part. Listen the impurities of the body. And this body, they say, encased by skin. But inside the body is full of impurity, like blood, saliva, heart, feces in the body, undigested food in the body, and all fat in the body. Although all these organs are inside the body, cannot be seen, so very difficult for you to feel the impurity. Then we can see our external one. When the eyes are kept in his own proper place, it looks beautiful. If we take out the both eyeball and put in front of on top of the table, then it becomes disgusting, right? The teeth when the teeth are in the mouth, it looks so nice. So if sometimes your husband says, your teeth is so beautiful, then you extract one and give to him. He may feel very disgusted. Therefore, we develop strong attachment to the body simply because we do not see things as they really are. We see things with ignorance. Ignorance covers our eyes, so we cannot see clearly. Therefore, during Buddha's time, many bhikkhus, they practice 32 parts. So after practice, 32 parts means that the body is made up by 32 impurity parts. For example, head hair, body hair, nail, teeth, skin, sinew, bone, heart, bile, all the organs inside lung, kidney, feces, undigested food, until the last one, urine, all 32 parts. If you want to know in detail, you go to Google search. Now everything you can find, the answer from Google search. So many monks who practice 32 parts until they feel so disgusted to the body and they want to commit suicide. They're no more afraid of death. They want to commit suicide. But this is extreme. Okay, this is extreme. In order to let go the attachment to the body, you must see clearly what is this body. And this, because of having the body, and this body is subject to attack by all the weapons. And this body is also easily afflicted by all the sickness, all the disease, eye disease, ear disease, lung disease, or all the organ disease, and all the diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, various types of cancer. So because of having this body, without this body, we will never get all this disease. So sometimes we should see things in different way. Not only see body is happy. Body is always give you happiness. Now, if you go to meditation retreat, if you are beginners, after 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you feel pain all over the body. So therefore, in order to see things clear, in order not to attach to the body, we must try different way to perceive the body. Especially we must be perceive the body according to the Dhamma way, not the way we perceive it, not the distorted way. Okay. So for those who have strong attachment to the body and who identify body as I, myself, then he comes down with a serious disease, then the thought will occur to him, oh, my beloved body will be taken away from me, and I will be taken from my body. therefore he grieves, he feels sorrowful. This is the second type of person who is afraid of death. Okay, then what is the third type of person? Buddha says, furthermore, there is the case of the person who has not done what is good, instead has done what is evil. What are the evil things that we often see in the newspaper? Like killing, and nowadays the most common evil is corruption, right? Corruption. So corruption, and also another very common, now very popular, every day I read from newspaper is sexual abuse. Sexual abuse. Okay. And robbery, then cheating, drug trafficking, and so on. So we all know all this evil. So for those who has done lots of evil and he has never done or has done only a little bit good, so when he comes now with a serious disease, then the thought, and at that time, and he's going to die, and all the bad deeds will occur in a series of flashbacks. Just like watching a movie out of your control. When that is approaching, then all the bad deeds will, like a movie, one by one, show in front of you. At that time, this person was full of remorse. The mind is irritated and full of anxiety and remorse. And plus, this dying person will see one of the three signs. For every dying person, one of the three signs will appear. The first one is called karma. Karma. Let's say sexual abuser. So when during dying person, he will see all the case here, all the sexual abuse case will appear one by one in front of him, like a movie flashback. So it's called karma. And at that time, his mind was full of anxiety, worry, remorse. For another one, sign of destination. If he's going to reborn in hell, then he will see the hell warden. One of my students told me that when his father is going to die, she was beside her father, and she saw her father's tongue was pulled out so long. Just like when we see the ghost movie, something like that. Hell people, when they are dragged by the hell warden, then the tongue pulled so long. She saw with her own eyes, she cannot believe that. This is called sign of destination. Somebody seeing the hell fire. Somebody seeing like a black dog chasing after him. So when a dying person sees such like hell warden and all the fire come up from the hell, how can he not afraid of death? Not possible. How can he not afraid of death? And even though he does not believe in rebirth, he does not believe in next rebirth. By seeing all this hell warden and hell fire, at the last moment, he also have to believe, because it's seen by his own mind. This is called sign of destination. And I also was told by my friend a story. A Vietnamese lady, her husband was a butcher. Her husband was butcher, and she shared the killing. When the husband killed a pig, she will help. So she shared the killing. So during the last few hours of her death, her neighbors hurt her screaming like a pig, exactly like pig, for a few hours before dying. And this is a real case. And so coincidence that such thing also mentioned in Buddha's time. In Dhammapada, there's one story say that a butcher stay close to a monastery where the monks stay. So one day, every day the monk hear that the pig screaming before being killed. So one day, they also hear the screaming sound. They thought the butcher was killing the pig again. But later they find out that screaming like pig is the butcher himself. So the same thing happened in this modern world. All these are called sign of destination. So for such people who have done lots of evil, then he will be very afraid of death. No doubt about it. Okay? And the fourth person, Buddha said, furthermore, there is a case of the person in doubt and perplexity, who has not arrived at certainty with regard to the true Dhamma. And when serious sickness come to him, then the thought will occur. I have not arrived at the perplexity. And he think that I have not arrived in the true Dhamma. I have perplexity. I still have doubt. About what? About death itself, about the self, or about the death. Because this person is still in doubt. He thinks that death is the end of everything. He does not understand what is life, what is birth, and what is death. According to Buddhism, the Dhamma, the teaching of the Buddha, the life is an impersonal stream of consciousness that arises and passes away incessantly, never stop, and is grounded by craving and ignorance. So what is death? Death, if you understand, the life is just a impersonal stream of consciousness. They flow on from life to life incessantly, if you understand this point. But if you don't understand, then there's latent defilement, anusaya kilesa. There's one latent defilement we call sakkaya ditthi, identity view. This identity view will wrongly view the impersonal stream of consciousness as personality, as a self, as a personality. So long we are not sotapan, this identity view, this latent defilement, anusaya kilesa of identity view will always pop up and cover the truth. And so that we identify death is dying of a person. When you identify death is a dying of a person, everything comes to the end, of course, you feel you're afraid of death. So for this type of person, then he has doubt. He does not understand correctly the true Dhamma. He does not understand what is life. He does not understand what is death, what is birth. Death is only passing away of one moment of consciousness called death consciousness. Immediately that consciousness pass away, it gives rise to another new consciousness called rebirth consciousness. So, but this person, he does not understand the true Dhamma. He has doubt about it. And if a person can see the life is just an impersonal stream of consciousness, arising, ceasing, continuously flow on from life to life, then we are dying and living every moment. Right? Every moment, like now I'm talking, I have been dying and rebirth again and again. So we are dying every time. We are dying every moment and rebirth at every moment. If you can understand the ultimate truth in this sense, then when that occurs, we have been dying many times already. So if you can understand this point, he will not afraid of that. But because he has doubt and perplexity, he does not understand the true Dhamma. So when that comes, he thought of the end of everything. Therefore, he is very afraid of death. So these are the 4 persons, Buddha say, afraid of death. So now you can check your own list, your own list. Which one do you attach to the sensuality? If yes, then Buddha say you were afraid of that. Second list, do you attach to your body? Do you identify your body as self? If yes, then another tick. Then third, you check yourself. I think the third one, we most of us free of it. Otherwise, you will not come here to listen to the Dhamma. What's the third one? The one who has done lots of evil, who has not done good. Luckily, this one we cross. So we have done a lot of good deeds. We come to listen to the Dhamma. Sure, we have done a lot of charity, helping the poor, helping the needy, and we have kept the precepts. So, based on this one, we should not be afraid of that. Okay? And then the fourth one, I think most of people still have perplexity, still have doubt in regard of true Dhamma. So this one also tick. So out of 4, we cross 1. Still there is hope. There's hope that we may not afraid of that. Okay? Then Buddha continued to say, and who is the person who subject to death is not afraid or in terror of death? Then there is the case of the person who has abandoned passion, desire, thirst, fever, and craving for sensuality. Why this person has abandoned or not attached to sensuality? Why? Because I believe this person has seen through the elusive nature of sensuality. Suppose a person who married again, a man, let's say a man, who married first wife and was betrayed by the first wife, then married again, or betrayed again, third time married again, betrayed again, and this person were not attached to sensuality anymore, because he has seen the elusive nature. This love issue is only temporary, but after this, the woman I love one left me one after another, and the suffering I have to endure is much greater. The stress is greater than the enjoyment I have. So if he can think in this way, I think he will not attach to sensuality anymore. So for those who have seen through the illusion of the sensuality, then they will let go of that. And for those who understand, the more you enjoy sensuality, the more you become addicted. The more you become addicted, the more suffering you have to encounter. Just like taking the drug addict. So when you take one, full of happiness. But once you become addicted, then suffering comes a long way. So when one can see enjoyment of sensuality is only very short period, but the suffering that follow after that enjoyment is great, much greater than the enjoyment itself, then he will not attach to sensuality. For give you an example, just in the case of those who are afflicted by leprosy, leprosy, the hand is, it's very painful and very itchy because lots of worms. So to ease his pain, then he put near the fire to burn a little bit. So when the fire burned his wound, he has a sense of satisfaction. Just like when you feel very itchy, you scratch, right? Wow, very satisfied. But after that, leave lot of scar. So when he burned close to the fire, he has sense of relief, has sense of satisfaction and enjoyment. But as a result, the wound become even worse. So when he recover from the leprosy, then if you ask him to go and burn from the fire, no, sorry, because he know the pain already. Therefore, so if a person can see, enjoyment is very short only, but the suffering come after the enjoyment is much greater than the enjoyment itself, then this person has no attachment to the sensuality. Another example, you can see ants. Ants was very attracted to sweet honey, let's say honey. So when he see a bottle of honey, the ant unable to restrain itself from this enjoyment, from this sweetness. So he go inside the honey and sit. After that, he die inside the honey. So if we also can see through how elusive nature and how danger of the sensuality, then we can let go of the attachment to the sensuality. And when we let go an attachment to the sensuality, and when the serious sickness come to us, then we will not feel sorrowful. We will not think, the thought will not occur to us that, oh, the sensuality will leave me, will be taken away from me, because he has no attachment to it. So for such type of person, he is not, Buddha say, he is not afraid of that. Okay? Then the second type of person, furthermore, Buddha said, there is a case of the person who has abandoned passion, desire, fever, craving for the body. Then when he comes down with a serious sickness, as he comes down with a serious disease, the thought does not occur to him, oh, my beloved body will be taken from me, and I will be taken from my body. Therefore, he does not grieve, he does not sorrow. His mind still stable and equanimous. Just like Upasena, Bhikkhu Upasena, he was Venerable Sariputta's brother. One day he was meditating, then a poisonous snake fell into his body and bite him, and he know he's going to die. Then he told the bhikkhu, oh monks, oh friends, please carry my body outside. I don't want to die in here. Please carry my body outside before my body scattered. And at that time, Venerable Sariputta was around him. Then Venerable Sariputta told him, oh, a friend, I do not see any changes from your faculty, even though death is approaching to you, but I never see any changes of faculty in you. Why is it so? Then Upasena answered that only for those who identify body as I am the body. And when this thing happen, being want to give up the body or death happen, and only this type of person, you can see there's a change in his faculty because he's afraid, he's anxious. But it has been a long time. I never identify the body as I, the body is myself. Then why the change in the faculty should happen in me? That's not possible. So in this case, we can see, for those who never identify, who does not identify body as I am the body, will not be afraid of death. So in order not to attach to the body, so in the Satipatthana Sutta, Buddha teach contemplation of body. There are many ways that you can contemplate the body as impermanent. For example, 4 elements. Or you can contemplate the body as not myself, like the 4-element meditation. To see the body is composed of earth element, water element, fire element, and wind element, again and again, again and again. So if you can see the body is composed by these 4 elements, then you will not see the self that possess these 4 elements. And these 4 elements, as keep on discerning these 4 elements in the body, and you will see these 4 elements keep on changing all the time. It's everything out of your control. When things are out of your control, then the sense of anatta will arise in you. It changes. You want hot, it becomes cold. You want it still, then you vibrate. So when you can see clearly the nature of this body is changing all the time, and this change is out of your control, then gradually you will let go the attachment to the body. Therefore, in order to let go of attachment to the body, we should learn this type of meditation we call 4 elements of meditation. In the Satipatthana, under body kaya nupassana Satipatthana. Another type of meditation can help us to discard the attachment to the body is the 32 part. Now, seeing the body by way of 32 parts, and each part is impure. For example, head, hair, body hair, nail, teeth, skin, all the organs inside, indigested food, fat, blood, saliva, urine, feces. We see each part as impure. When we can see each part of the body is impure, then you get disgusted to the body. When you get disgusted to the body, then you let go the attachment to the body. When you let go the attachment to the body, and when the serious disease come to us, then the thought will not occur to us that the beloved body will be taken from me, or I will be separated from my beloved body, because we have seen the body as it actually is. Therefore, in order not to have fear about the death, we should try not to attach to the body. Or we should put some time, spend some time to do meditation before death comes. Okay. And the third person, for the second person also, if you can frequently reflect, in order not to attach to the body, if you can frequently reflect, having the body also, we invite all type of sickness. Because body is easily afflicted by various sickness. Ear disease, mouth disease, ulcer, stomach disease, and all type of cancer. So if we can frequently reflect in this way, then we will see the danger of the body, not as secure, as what we think. But if you never reflect it, then when the signal come to you, wow, you cannot take it. You was so panic. I remember I heard a talk from a cancer specialist. He said that most cancer people die not because of cancer. Because of what? Because of fear. Then sometimes he diagnosed the patient, and he told the patient, you have the cancer. If the patient say, doesn't care attitude, cancer lah, never mind. If this patient react in that way, then doctor said, he will not die. This patient will not die. But if the doctor said that you have cancer, and this patient start to panic, the face turn to the black, and start to panic, don't know, forget her own name already, then this doctor says she's going to die already. Die of fear, die of panic, not die of cancer, according to this cancer specialist, his experience. So if we can reflect that this body, because having of this body that is easily afflicted by all sickness, all disease, then we will let go the attachment to this body, at least to some extent. And when the death happens, then we are not so afraid of leaving this body, because we no more call it my beloved one. And some people also happy to let go of it, right? Suppose the body, now we reach old age, hunchback, broken teeth, white hair, all wrinkle. Why should we attach to the body, this old body? Cannot function everywhere, even cannot walk, cannot eat, cannot chew properly, the eye also blur, cannot see very clearly. Why still attached to it? I don't understand. Right? You cast it away, throw it away, and get a new rebirth, get a young one. everything new. Just the old machine, you cannot work, you cast it, buy a new one. It works so well. Isn't that better? So you should think this way. So long you have accumulated enough good deeds. So when old age comes, if we are lucky to live until old age, okay? If old age comes and death is approaching, then you should be very happy. Goodbye, old body. I'm going to get a new one, young one, handsome one, full of energy, vigorous. Then that is something that you should welcome. You should welcome death, not be sorrowful about that. But most people don't think that way. Most people don't think that way. Even so old, so cannot see, cannot eat, still attached to it. Just can't understand why. I think because of identification. You identify this body as I, myself. So, in order not to identify, from time to time, when you are free, sit down and tell yourself, body is not myself, I am not a body, body is not myself. Keep on reminding you, may help. Okay? And I think recently there was a scientist from Australia who lived more than 120 years old, something like that. And he also feel very disgusted about the body, and he asked for abbess. How to call abbess? So this type of person also, you see, he see through the old age. This old body cannot function well. So he welcomed that. He welcomed that. He's not afraid of that. Okay. Then the third one. So the second person who is not afraid of that is the one who not attached to the body, who does not identify body as I, myself. Okay? And the third one, furthermore, Buddha said, there is the case of the person who has done what is good, charity, all the good, all the charity, all the services, and who has kept the morality, and he has done what is skillful and has not done what is evil, then he comes down with a serious disease. Then when he comes down with a serious disease, then he has no remorse. He has no anxiety. What flashback is all the good deeds. So all this flashback, all the good deeds he has performed occur in a series of flashbacks. Then he will have a lot of happiness, a lot of satisfaction over his good deeds. So to such people, he is not afraid of that. Some more, if he see a sign of destination, they say during dying moment, he see the heavenly beings coming down from heaven to receive him. How can he afraid of that? Just like happened in Dhammika. Dhammika is a person, is a charitable, he's fond of doing charity. Whole his life, he spent his time, his money doing charity. He also urged his family members to do charity. So one day, he's going to die, and he's a Sri Lankan. So according to Sri Lankan culture, they will invite monks to recite sutta. They say Satipatthana Sutta or Mangala Sutta. So the family members invited monks to come to the Dhammika's house and recite sutta for him. So, and Dhammika is fond of listening the chanting of Satipatthana Sutta. So while he's enjoying listening to the Satipatthana Sutta, at that moment, he also saw a sign of destination. He sees many Deva, 6 chariot Deva, come from the 6th realm, come from 6 Deva realm. Each realm want to take him to the each Deva realm. But at that time he was listening to the sutta. He liked to listen the sutta until finished. Then he said, hold on, wait. No hurry to go, wait. So when he tell wait, no hurry, then the son and daughter thought something wrong with him. And they thought, and the monk thought that, asked him to wait, don't chant. So the monk also feel very embarrassed. Better go back home. So all the monk left. So when Dhammika come to the consciousness, then he saw that, where are all the monks? Then the family member told him that they all left because you asked them to wait. Then Dhammika explained to him, no, I asked Deva to wait for me to finish listen chanting first, then I will go. So from this experience for Dhammika, do you think he afraid of that? I think he want to go out of respect for the monk only. He hold on. Otherwise, he want to go as soon as possible. The pleasure, the sensual pleasures and the happiness in heaven is much more than human world. At least they don't go old. At least they don't have sickness. They don't have old age. Okay. Therefore, Buddha said, for those who has done good, what is good, and who has not done what's evil, were not afraid of that. Okay? And the last person. Furthermore, there is the case of the person who has not doubt or perplexity, who has arrived at certainty with regard to the true Dhamma. So, this type of person also were not afraid of that. So let us see what is this true Dhamma. We can explain the true Dhamma in many ways. First way, I have just explained that if a person, what's the true Dhamma? If a person can see through, life is just an impersonal stream of consciousness. They flow on incessantly from life to life, from moment to moment, from life to life, then he will not afraid of that. He has come to the true Dhamma. And for a second person who has experienced the inside knowledge of arising and passing away, who has seen through his 5 aggregate, when he practiced insight meditation, who has seen through the 5 aggregate and reached the inside knowledge and seeing all these 5 aggregate, even one of the aggregate also enough. I see this aggregate arising, passing away, arising, passing away constantly. And he understands what is subject to arising is subject to ceasing. And this body, this life is subject to arising, therefore is subject to ceasing. So if he has this inside knowledge also, he has arrived at true Dhamma, and he will not afraid of that. Because arising and ceasing is happen incessantly, never stop. And he does not, he knows this dying is only conventional truth. Dying in one's life is only conventional truth. In ultimate truth, no. It's only arising and passing away, arising and passing away. So it's all the time. Dying, arising, dying, arising, is all happening all the time, not only this lifetime. So for this type of person who has experience of whatever subject to arising is subject to ceasing, he also not afraid of that because he has arrived at true Dhamma. Okay. And for another person who definitely not afraid of death is what? Is who? Sotapan. Sotapan, stream enterer. Who has entered the stream. The stream of what? The stream of Noble Eightfold Path. So for Sotapan, his head is only heading towards higher state. His life only will be reborn either in human life or Deva life. Or if he has jhana, he will be reborn in Brahma world. And the 4 apaya, 4 woeful states are closed permanently for him. For this type of person, why should he afraid of that? Only we, when we are not sure where we are going to take rebirth, and we have doubt, we have perplexity, and we have no confidence, enough confidence that we will be reborn in the good plane of existence, only then we will be afraid of that. But for Sotapan, he knows he's heading towards higher state, the most 7 lifetime. So for him, even the serious sickness come to him, he will not afraid of that. Because he have confidence, he have arrived at certainty with regard to the true Dhamma. So Buddha come to conclusion. Buddha say, this Brahma are for people who subject to death are not afraid or in terror of death. Okay, so now we understand already. There are 4 persons afraid of death. Let me repeat. First one is who have strong attachment to sensuality. So we have to let go a little bit. Let go a little bit the attachment to sensuality in order to face death briefly. Okay. Second, a person who afraid of death is a person who have strong attachment to the body. Who spend all his time beautify his body, who always think the body is permanent, is happiness, and who think the body is I, and I am the body, body is I, or body is myself. This type of person also afraid of death. The third type of person who has done a lot of evil. This type of person definitely afraid of death because he will see a lot of unhappy sign during dying moment. And the fourth type of person who has doubt, who has not arrived at the true Dhamma, who has not understand what is death, what actually death is. So this type of person are afraid of death. And in opposite, who has no attachment to sensuality were not afraid of death. And who has no attachment to body also were not afraid of death. And who has done lots of good deeds like all of you also were not afraid of death, hopefully. Okay? And the last one, who has seen through the life. What is life? What is death? What is rebirth? And who has experienced the inside knowledge of arising and passing away, who understand whatever arises will come to cease. And who has become the Ariya, Sotapan, also were never afraid of death. So Buddha said, so there are people who subject to death are afraid of death. But there are also people who subject to death not afraid of death. We hope we are the group who subject to death but never afraid of death. This is my blessing for you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thanks to Sayalay for giving such an enlightening Dhamma talk based on the sutta from the Anguttara Nikaya. So now we would like to invite any of you who have questions to... there's nobody giving me any notes, so you may want to ask your questions openly. Because it's going to be recorded, so please be patient to wait for the microphone to be passed to you, and then you can ask your question. Are there anyone who would like to ask any questions? Yes, Ellen.
Good evening. Seeks for your help. Any idea from death to rebirth, how long it takes? A second, a minute, 49 days.
From death to rebirth, how long
Yes.
it takes?
Yes.
According to Theravada tradition and according to Abhidhamma, it's a next moment only. Like let's say, according to Abhidhamma, just a snap of finger is a many mind moment, maybe millions of mind moment arising and passing away. So the death moment, death consciousness is only one consciousness. The moment death consciousness arises immediately without gap, rebirth consciousness takes place. So, according to tradition, according to Theravada, not just 40 what, how many days? 49 days. And also, when my teacher's father, my teacher is a great monk, when my teacher's father died, the moment he died, then he was sent back from hospital to the center. Then my teacher ordered immediately burn the corpse. So I think only takes maybe from that, when doctor said that die already, up to the burning funeral, I think takes maybe 2 or 3 hours. 2 or 3 hours. So if my teacher dare to do like that, I believe then we don't have to wait until 45 days in order to take rebirth.
Yes, yeah. 2 questions.
Yeah. Okay. I understand that rebirth is the stream of impersonal
Consciousness, yes,
that
yes.
go from birth to death, birth to death. So if there's no self, no I, no mind, who is the one that is being born?
5 aggregate. 5 aggregate. Do you understand 5 aggregate?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the consciousness. But what about the hardware?
Uh-huh.
The hardware. The
Hardware
body.
is the physical body.
Yes.
Physical body. But physical body is only conventional truth. If you go through, see through the what is this, the component of this physical body, you cannot find the solidity. Now we see it's very solid because we have not yet developed a wisdom to see through the body. So hardware apparently is the physical body. But this physical body is also under dying and produce and reproduce again and again. But we cannot see very clearly. And because we cannot see very clearly and we only see it as a compactness, we cannot break down the compactness of the body. So we think this, so we identify this body as a self.
So can I say that there is birth, but there's no reincarnation? Because a lot of people understand that reincarnation is
It's the same
self,
person, it's the same person. Yes,
is
yes.
born again.
Yes.
So can I say that there's birth, but there's no reincarnation?
Therefore, in Theravada tradition, we do not use reincarnation. We only say rebirth. And rebirth is also not the same person, neither the same nor otherness, right? And it's as I say, it's an impersonal stream of consciousness sustained by cause and condition. But the physical body is the hardware. The software maybe is the stream of consciousness. And this hardware is not, we see with this eyes. We do not see with wisdom eye. If you see with wisdom eye, you also can, this hardware also will break down into nothing.
You can pass the mic to the sister in the same row.
Evening, Sayalay. Sayalay, you mentioned this scientist, excuse me, the scientist from Australia. Yeah, I'm also aware of that case. So he actually planned his own death. He went to Europe to do it. So in that case, that's euthanasia. So is that actually breaking the first precept? Because, I mean, in a sense, you can say he was not afraid of death. But in the other sense, he went because he felt that there's nothing worth living for anymore, right? So in this case, was it like breaking the precept?
I think I dare not to say yes or no. I also cannot make, I think I cannot make a very good judgment whether it's making his, because at his age, I think I cannot say he's breaking his I cannot say he's breaking first precept, but I also cannot say he's not.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
There's a question here on this side. Yeah. 师兄这里。师兄这边。
In answer to the lady's question, my understanding from my teacher is that the Australian man would not be breaking the first precept because he no longer has attachment to his body. Yeah, so that's one point to consider. Okay, so now to my questions. Sayalay, I've been attending your talks, for the past 3 days. And on day 1, you talked about dependent origination and how it is karma that causes us to be reborn again and again and again. And there are 2 kinds of karma. There is good karma and then there's bad karma. Obviously, the bad karma we don't want. We don't want to see bad karma because that brings bad results. But what about good karma? Since karma is the thing, the force, that makes us continue to stay in samsara, does it mean that if we really want to break out of it, we should even try to avoid good karma? Or stay equanimous with neutrality of the mind. So my question is, how does, to break out of this, we should not seek karma, but then what is the role that good karma plays?
To break up the samsara.
Yes.
Okay. I think before we become arahant, we need good karma to support us in order to reborn in a good plane of existence, in order to meet with Karyana Mitta, in order to practice, in order to reborn in a place where Buddhism is flourished. Without all this good karma, you cannot have chance, you will not have chance to associate with the wise, you will not have chance to listen to the Dhamma, and you will not have chance to reborn in a good plane of existence. You devoid of all this, that even make the samsara worse, right? So before become arahant, we need all good karma to support for our own practice. Although the good karma is extending our cycle of rebirth, it's true that the good karma also extending our cycle of rebirth. But before the cycle of rebirth come to the end, we really need the good karma to support our own practice.
And so when we become arahant, actually don't really need the good karma, because you're at the end of the seventh cycle already.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Then I have another question. I'm just a small practitioner, just trying to learn. So I try my best, but sometimes there are things that, in fact, very often there are things that I don't understand. Just now you mentioned that for people who can see the truth, who can truly see through the illusion of sensuality, they will be able to lessen their craving bit by bit, itana, as you mentioned. Like for me, lately I have an obsession with handbags. I just like them. Just like, Sayalay, your initial obsession with blueberry pie.
That is very short
yes,
period.
exactly. Yes, so you are skillful, but okay. I'm not skillful. But the thing is that, when I will be quite obsessed, and I will go online, I will search through it, I'll see all the reviews, and I can even watch the same video on the same bag again and again, So I know it's obsession, and I know that it's not good for my meditation, because when I sit down, my mind is not calm, it is far away. And then there is that sense of grasping in my mind, the sense of expecting, and I can see that it's due to two reasons. Number one, it's the feeling and the perception. My feeling that, when I see the proposed new bag, the high, and the wood is really high. And then, the perception that, every new bag that comes on is good to have. So that is the perception. I know, but then yet I find it very hard to control this desire of obsessing it and watching it. So can you give some practical tips?
Okay, so I think the moment you should learn more how to be aware of your mind. Learn more how to be mindful and aware of the mind. So the very moment you don't wait until your craving for the bag becomes so strong, then it becomes very difficult to let go. So if you can, the moment there's a greed or craving, want to get it, it arise in your mind, then you should note your mind. Expectation. This expectation is conditional, it's impermanent. If your mindfulness and wisdom is stronger than your craving, then your craving will be defeated. But when this craving, expectation arise in your mind and you are not mindful of your mind, you are not mindful that the craving has developed and yet you get lost in it, then craving develop more and becomes again all the momentum and becomes so difficult to let go already. So I think the shortest way and most effective way is learn to know what is happening in the mind first. If you know already, then note it. This is only conditional, temporary. This is impermanent. I sometimes only feel note, then you let go of that craving.
I understand. I agree with you that actually this obsession is very impermanent.
Right.
Even when you get it, you may, the high is gone, or even if you get it, you may be high for a few days. After that, it's completely gone. So it's really the mind. Yeah,
So
I agree.
aware of your mind.
Yeah, thank you, Sayalay. Thank you.
Any more questions? If not, shall we call it a night? Oh. Okay. So, no more questions, huh? Is anyone? Okay. No one. So, it's been a very enlightening and time well spent listening to Sayalay expounding the profound Dhamma taught by the Buddha. And it's also very inspiring that many of you, were really paying attention and really asked very good questions and further benefited all of us, and sadhu to your questions as well. And so now we would like to invite Sayalay to lead us on sharing of merits. Itawata Cha'amhehi Sampadang
Punya
samparang
Sabbe Dewa Sabbe Buddha Sabbe Satta Anumodantu Sabba Sampati Siddhiya Idang me Punyang Nibbanasa Pacayo Hotu Mama Punya Bagang Sabba Satanang Bajema Te Sabe Me Samang Punya Bagang Labantu Sadhu. May all of you be well and happy.
Sadhu.